I think we are live. Hello,
Okay.
everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for this interview slash hangout slash just wealth of knowledge. I'm here talking with master's degree in math, correct?
Yeah.
Don't you have a master's in math? Lindsay Summers, correct? You nailed it.
Yep, that's
Nailed
right.
it. I'm 2 for 2. Just if anybody's keeping tally at home, I'm 2 for 2 on both things I've said. So I could introduce Lindsay, but she knows herself better than I do, so I'm going to let her kind of tell a little bit about her story, her background in education, and then we're going to get to some good stuff. And then at the end, we're definitely going to do a Would You Rather, and it's going to be world-changing. Hashtag world-changing. So I'll shut up and let Lindsay kind of tell her background in education and kind of what she's doing now.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Lindsay, and I'm a math teacher. I have a master's in math education, secondary education. And I taught for a few years on the East Coast of the U.S. That's where I went to college. Yep.
Nice. Where'd you go to
And then
college?
West Virginia University.
West Virginia. What's up?
Yep.
So what'd you teach when you were teaching math? What kind of math were you teaching?
Well, when I was an intern, I was doing like upper level high school. So pre-calc.
Nice.
And I actually taught, it was like a pre-calc intro to calc class that the seniors in high school got college credit for. So
nice.
that was an intense class. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I like that. But then when I was teaching in Virginia, I did that for 3 years, and I was teaching high school classes, but to middle schoolers. So like algebra and geometry.
Oh, gotcha. So you got the smart kids. That's what's up. You got those advanced kids that are rocking that algebra in 8th grade. That's awesome.
Yeah. They were pretty awesome.
Okay, awesome. Keep going. I'm sorry. I was just going to ask some questions.
Oh, no, it's fine. And then, let's see, after Virginia, I stopped teaching for a little bit, and then I traveled around the world, and I did that for about a little over a year and a half. Nice. And every country that I went to, I tried to visit at least one school in that country just to see the differences between foreign education and U.S. education. And I tried to write blog posts about that, but it got a little chaotic, so didn't always follow through.
I bet.
Yeah, and then I came back to the States, and I moved to Seattle, and then I was in Seattle for 2 years, and I was doing tutoring on the side, and I was teaching at a college, a community college, doing some math classes. And then I left Seattle, and I went over to Europe, and I was teaching in Mallorca, Spain. But I wasn't teaching math, I was teaching English. Oh. And let's see. Yeah, and then I just left Spain, and now I'm back in Seattle. So now I'm starting up the tutoring thing again.
That's legit. That's awesome. Okay, so what were some of the things you noticed about the difference between like people learning math overseas and people learning math in America?
Well, there are lots of differences depending on which countries, but like, let's see, for example, in Fiji, they were very family oriented.
Really?
So like, yeah. So as soon as the kids left school, they went straight home, and then they would like do homework together. Like the parents, the older siblings, and the kids, and like nothing else would get done until homework was completed.
Oh my goodness.
And I would yeah. And the reason I found this out is because when I was like in the classroom watching, every student had homework, and I asked the teacher, like, well, that's amazing. Like, what happens to a student if they don't do their homework? And the teacher just looked at me like I was speaking another language. And she's like, why wouldn't they do homework? Like, it's part of the family. That's just what you do.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just think, and that would, if we had that kind of mentality here, like people are like, oh, I haven't done math since I was 14. Well, no, you've done it like every day. Like you would learn with your kid if you worked on it every day. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So
what else?
Pretty cool.
Any other cool places? Any other thing different that sticks out to you?
Let me see. Well, let's see. In Thailand, they took grades very seriously, and if they like failed a test, they could go in and get extra help, but like they were held accountable for grades. Where I know some places here in the U.S., it's like there was this new thing called grading for learning. That was a thing for a little bit. I think it went away, but it was, oh yeah, students can take a test as many times as they want, and we'll just keep the higher grade. So even if they don't study and they don't, put the effort in, we'll just take the highest grade and we'll call that fair. But
I mean,
I
why
don't
not?
really think that's
I
fair.
mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just take it once, you take a picture with your phone, you study the answers, and then you just retake the same test. It makes sense.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's cool. So what did they do to hold them accountable? What kind of stuff? Like you said, they were held accountable. What happened? Like they only get
Yeah,
to
they
take it
just,
once?
if they took the test again, like if they really just were struggling, they could take it again, but like their first test was kind of factored in, like it was averaged.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there were no freebies. Like everything counted towards everything.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Hmm.
them taking like standardized tests more seriously. I think if you knew every time you sat down to work on something, that was sticking, that was attaching to your grade. Like I think they would take
Hmm.
every test more seriously, even the ones they don't take but once or twice a year. That's a big problem I've
Right.
seen with kids. Like they don't ever take a test where they sit down with all their peers and fill in bubbles, you know, because that's a standardized test. But when they do that, they don't take it as serious because they think, oh, it's not going to count against me. It's not going to go to my grade. And so they just kind of
Right.
fluff it a little bit. So
Hmm.
that's cool. That was Thailand. Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah, that was in Thailand.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, I don't know about like just specifically math. I've read a lot of articles about like how they teach math differently than the US. And I haven't actually been to countries that do this yet, like Japan or China. I haven't been there yet. But like, for example, they teach just fractions instead of division. So like there is no division. So
Oh,
like
wow.
if there is no like 1 divided by 2, there's just, 1/2, for
Yeah.
example.
Wow.
Or
That's
there
cool.
like is no subtraction. They just teach negative numbers. So instead of 4 operations, some countries only have 2 operations, which I think is interesting. I
Yeah.
haven't actually seen it firsthand yet, but I've read a lot of blog articles, and I think that's kind of cool.
That is cool. I mean, anything to help us with fractions. That is not what I would say are a stronger suit for kids.
Hmm.
So anything
Yeah.
we can do for fractions, I think would be awesome.
Hmm.
That's cool. So what else? What else is
Yeah.
something you noticed about schools, like in general, like how teachers run classrooms overseas? Is there anything else that stuck out to you? Anything anywhere that you were like, oh, that's really cool, or oh, that's really scary or creepy? Like anything different?
I don't know. I mean, not specifically with the way they teach, but I mean, just in general,
Yeah.
schools are just very different across the world. Like in Scandinavia, they have like really good, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like they don't even have like the free or reduced lunch. Like
Yeah.
just kids just bring lunch to school. And I like went to a few families like outside of school, and they said like, why wouldn't we pack a lunch? So
So
it's
they
just like different. They just like, I don't know, they just care about their health, I guess. So like they have, instead of like potato chips, they'll have like little slices of apples, and like they're really healthy, and like all the kids bring their own lunch.
so
So
they
I mean
have
that has nothing to do with really like the way it's, teachers teach or math specifically, but
no,
just
that's cool.
overall as a whole. Maybe that's more family stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
But
that counts. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So do they have like cafeterias at all, or is it just like an open area where kids can eat?
Yeah, it's just an open area.
Wow.
And yeah, that's it. Like all the kids just brought their lunch, and it was just like a weird thing to them
That
that
is
they wouldn't bring lunch.
That's crazy how things are like so normal in a place where like in another place it's just like completely foreign to them. I mean, it's foreign because it's a foreign country, but like here, I mean, we have stuff too that we do that people would just be like, that's nuts. Like, or we just don't even think about the other options, because we've been doing it a certain way. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So,
but that's
so
why I love traveling. Because
oh
traveling
yeah,
is great because you get to like experience, things that you would never even think of because it's just, how they do it.
yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I love
Hmm.
traveling. I've been to, I mean, besides you know, um, cruises where you go to Mexico or Bahamas or something like that. I've been to Taiwan, and I didn't get to see a lot of schools out there. Actually, I was still in college when I went, but it was really cool. Like, it's just crazy. It's just I mean, it's a different culture. It's a different pace of life. Like, everything's different. But then again, I guess you can go to different locations in America that are just completely different and just seem
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
foreign.
there's, I guess you could say there's like different little countries within the U.S. because it's
Yeah,
very, very different.
exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. So tell me and everybody else about the tutoring you do. You do kind of a cool way of doing tutoring, a little more updated version for where we are today in the world. So if you could just like lay that out for us.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, last time I was in Seattle, I started just regular face-to-face tutoring, and that was great. I loved it.
Mhm.
But then I had some homeschooled kids, and they actually like would travel a lot, and I travel a lot. So I kind of moved towards like Skype and online tutoring, and that worked as well. But then I got the job in Spain, like I said.
Yeah.
So I tried to keep the Skype tutoring going while I was in Spain and doing a little bit of traveling, but it just got like chaotic with the time difference and all that. So now I'm going towards moving with the times. I'm going towards smartphone tutoring,
Nice.
and yeah, so it's been interesting. There's an app that I discovered in Europe called WhatsApp,
Yeah.
and it's exactly like text messaging. Like you text, you could send pictures, you can send videos. It's just like text, but instead of going through like a cell phone provider, it just uses Wi-Fi. So you can use it anywhere in the world as long as you have a Wi-Fi signal. But it's just like texting.
That is cool.
So yeah, and I tried it with a few students, and like my nephew, he tried it, and they like it. And yeah, it's like you're talking to a friend, but doing math stuff. So if they have a question with their homework, like, hey, I don't understand number 12, they could like take a picture of it, or they could type it out, and then I just work with them, you know, like how I would face to face, but through the smartphone. So just ask them questions or say, hey, you know, we worked on this the other day, but here, check out this YouTube video. Maybe this will help. Or I draw pictures on my phone, like
Yeah.
using a different app, and then I just screenshot it and I send it to them. So it's like, I like it a lot because it's very visual. And then instead of just, you know, if you do it through Skype, like how I used to do it, it's live, but then they can't actually like go back and look at it. But if it's through texting or this app, WhatsApp, then it's like notes. It's like recorded notes. So they can actually go back and see what I sent them and the practice problems that we did. And then yeah, I don't know. It seems to work.
That's awesome. So do you, how do people find you? They just like search and find your name, or do you like word of mouth? Like how are most people finding your tutoring stuff?
Well, right now I'm trying to get that going. I've been putting up flyers locally, and
Yeah.
I've been putting ads on Craigslist and word of mouth. So yeah, it's getting out there slowly, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
that's the toughest part. I know that
Hmm.
there's a guy that uses my YouTube videos, and he always puts an ad in front of it that's like it's like that tutor guy or something like that. And so I would imagine like, and he's been doing it for a couple of years, like attaching to my videos.
Hmm.
I remember when he first came on there, like he kind of looks like, you know, I just kind of got that standard white guy look, and he has like a standard another person look. And so like I think I got that first month he did it, I got a bunch of clicks on there because people thought, I guess, that I was doing like tutoring stuff. So like I can see that being like the hardest part. I know this is the hardest part for me, getting my math videos out on YouTube and trying to share them. It's just like, you know,
Hmm.
I think a lot of teachers hand it out to students. It's just trying to get it to grow organically, you know, because it's tough to get it out there.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting a lot of cool stuff though, because I mean your websites are hopping with stuff, and you look, you know, you're obviously not your traditional math teacher. You're young, and you know you've got energy. You're not just like, you know, hey everybody, please sit down. We're going to learn you know, quadratic equations.
Yeah. Stereotypical math teacher.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's obviously a big draw for kids. So, so what do you like about tutoring? What, like, is it ever weird? Like, cause you know, these kids are not like, a lot of times if you're doing like Skype sessions, like, are you let's think like weird when a kid like zooms in for the first time and you're talking on the phone to each other? Is that like not weird? Cause I mean, it's weird to meet new people in real life when you have like face-to-face interaction. So is it weird online doing that?
Well, when I was doing the online tutoring like this, like, you know, through Skype, and it was picture in picture,
Yeah.
it wasn't weird because I basically just moved my face-to-face tutoring kids like over to Skype.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't weird because I knew them. Like I built up a rapport with them, and I knew them for like 2 years, and it wasn't that weird. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it would be weird even if I had a new student, because I don't know, it's just part of it.
Yeah, it's
But
part of the whole transition. That's good. That's awesome.
yeah, but this new thing that I'm doing with the smartphone, there's not really video. It's just texting, or you could actually call through WhatsApp, just like a normal phone call. But like if I'm overseas, it just works through Wi-Fi. So you don't need a phone carrier. Yeah,
Oh,
so it works out great.
yeah, awesome. Because then they can do it through their computer or through an app on an iPad or something. They don't just need to That's cool. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the
Cool.
app, WhatsApp, is on the phone, but you can actually transfer it over to the computer as well. So like if they find it easier to type through the laptop, or if they have, I don't know, pictures or something on the computer that they want to send over, they can actually do it through the computer as well. So it goes, yeah, either way, whichever they're more comfortable with. Or if a student says, I don't like this WhatsApp thing at all, I don't want to do it, I'd rather just use email and texting.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. You can do that too.
That's
I
cool.
like whatever way is, the easiest for them. I'm completely flexible either way.
Okay, so they can, like, it's not like you say, okay, or maybe some of them are, some of them aren't. So are a lot of them like, hey, hit me up at 7 o'clock and this is this time for you, and then we'll go over stuff? Or do they just, anytime they have a question, they hit you up?
Yeah, it's 24 hours. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's basically just like texting a friend. So if they, text me and say, hey, I don't understand this homework, can you explain this problem? Then I might respond in like a minute if I'm right by my phone, or 10 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an hour.
Yeah.
It would just be like a texting, but I need a lot of help. And I have a big test coming up at the end of the week. Can you please, be at your phone at this time? Then that's fine. And if I could call them, and it could be like, back and forth quicker if they actually say that like in advance. Or if they need, face-to-face like this, then I have no problem getting on Skype and then doing, if they need more one-on-one stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just whatever the student needs, because every student's different. Some students, they just kind of want to brainstorm or like bounce ideas off or whatever. And they just, every so often, hit me up. But if there are some students that need like a lot of like face-to-face time, they need like a lot of looking over the shoulder. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? So
Yeah.
so it just
It's
depends.
like having like a really smart, patient friend at all times that you can hit up. Like that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so tell me what are some of the I guess we'll start with like, what are some of the like the coolest things about tutoring? Because that's the thing with like a lot of teachers, you're limited to like your classroom. Like these are the kids that you serve. You know what I mean? Like you get to serve like any kid at all, like any kid that wants help. And you in a school, especially certain areas, like you're working with a certain type of kid with a certain culture and a certain everything, but you get to like hit such a variety. Like, I don't know. Can you tell me about that? Is anything like cool about that? Do you like having such a variety of people? Like, do you see a difference, or are all kids pretty much the same? Just trying to learn.
Well, I haven't had too many students from other places yet, just basically the ones locally.
Yeah.
But I think it would be pretty cool to see like the different maths. Like if I had, let's say, 10 kids all taking algebra and they're all exactly the same age, I think it would be really different, like the way it's taught, depending on where in the US, or even if I had some kids in Canada or England, it could be anywhere, I think it'd be interesting to see that. The different approaches to math. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're like essentially like an education consultant for students. Yeah, like so
exactly.
That's awesome. That's cool. Like they just, anytime they have a question, that's really cool. So do you do you put any of your videos like on YouTube? If you venture, I know I've seen a couple of your videos on YouTube, but do you try to put more on there? Are you trying to build that, or is that something you're working towards, or do you want to stay with kind of what you're doing and then just pull videos when you need to from other people?
Yeah, I don't think I would be posting too many videos because I don't know. I don't like being in front of the camera at all.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't even take selfies. Took like 2 selfies ever in my life. But
that's good. I'm gonna screenshot this a bunch of times, so it'll be just a bunch of selfies.
Yeah, a million selfies all over the internet now.
No,
but awesome. So I don't think I'll be posting any videos. I kind of just like working one-on-one, like individually with the student, and then I can kind of morph my teaching into however they need me. So I think I'll stick to that, and then pull other people's videos into my teaching. That would be good.
That's cool. Well, I know a guy who does a lot of math. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. See, it works out.
That's awesome. Okay, so if somebody wanted, like, say we had a student that was interested in using you for like essentially your, high school kid education consultant for mathematics, like they want to use you as their tutor to have on lock anytime. What would they do to get a hold of you? Is your website the best location? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so they could go to my website, which is wholestudies.com/smart tutoring. It's a weird name, I know, but there's a whole story behind that.
Yeah, and that's
Or they could email me.
Don't throw the W in there. It's
Yeah.
HOLE, right?
Yeah, it's like a hole in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Or they can email me. I could, which is just summers.math@gmail.com.
Nice. And
So they could do that too.
Get it worked out, and then you've got somebody on lock. So when it's 11 o'clock at night and you got a test the next morning, you have no idea how to solve linear equations using substitution or something. You're just going to be like, boom, and then you would hit them back. That's cool. Do you get a lot of late night panic texts from kids on tutoring stuff?
Sometimes. I mean, not too much, because they know, like, if they text me, I'm not just going to give them the answer. See, that's not the thing. It's just not going to be like, here's a problem and then you get a free answer. I mean, that's just silly. It's going to be more like real tutoring. So if they text me, hey, I don't understand how to do this problem, then it's going to be, you know, like, well, how do you think you would solve it? What would you do? What's your first approach? What are you thinking? So it's not like a 1 minute late night, you know, panic thing. It's going to be more,
it's learning, more for understanding. And
and it should be more regular. So if they don't text me, I usually would check in with them. Hey, it's been like 3 days and I haven't heard anything. How'd that test go? How'd your homework go? You know, I kind of check in with them, which I think is good, because it's basically like another parent, a third parent.
It's like a mix between their teacher and their parents. Somebody's got like a better, like more friendship type relationship, but still cares about their education, which is what a ton of kids need. So I think that's really cool. That's awesome. Out there making waves and kind of changing the way tutoring is done. It's not like, hey, meet me at Sylvan Learning Center. You know, it's like, hey, we're gonna anytime you need help, I'll help you, and we'll get through this and we'll get to learn. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you actually
go ahead. What's that? No, because students, I've like tried to actually meet some students locally face to face, and their schedules nowadays are crazy. Like they're busier than I am.
Yeah.
They have between, you know, music after school and then sports, and then sometimes they play a second sport, and then they have to eat dinner and then do their homework and then shower and get ready for it's like they have like no time at all. So like trying to meet for an hour at the library is actually, and then you have to, like, you know, the parent has to drive them. So it's like morphing my schedule with the student schedule with the parent schedule. It's almost impossible. So it's actually a lot easier just to shoot me a text and say, hey, let's just, you know, do this. And then between sports and even if they're sitting in the car or whatever, they can figure it out.
Yeah. And that's, I would feel certain that a majority of kids feel more comfortable just texting somebody than they do actually like rolling up into a location. So that's good.
I think so. Yeah.
That's cool. I know I would. If I was in school, I'd have been like, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to like have to take like an hour and a half out of my schedule to go meet somebody and try to work with them. It just seems super convenient and super helpful. So that's awesome. I love it. That's cool. New tutoring, new wave. I like it. That's legit.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, awesome. Okay. All right. So it's time. I mean, math's important, but it's time to get to the real stuff. You know what I mean? I'm talking would you rather. Okay. So I'm going to lay out a question, and then you will ask questions to figure out, like, because there's more to the story than meets the eye. Okay. So you got to ask questions, and then I'll kind of explain it to you. It's probably going to get dumb at some point, but I just apologize.
Okay.
That's what's going down. All right. You ready? Okay.
I think so. I'm a bit scared for this.
No, don't be scared. It'll be good. Okay. So this is it's the would you rather. This is an oldie but a goodie. You ready?
Okay.
Would you rather not have any elbows or not have any knees? No elbows or no knees. So you're like
and I just give an answer, or do I have to ask questions?
No, you have to ask questions, because you never know. Like the scenario could be different based on like which one of those you're looking at. So just like you would ask questions like what is my profession? Like I've got T-Rex arms because I have no elbows, or I'm like straight like this, like a dog that got hit, you know, out on the road. And so like what could you do? Like you got to ask questions because you never know what the scenario could be. You're actually, I'll go ahead and tell you. Like for instance,
so it's not actually me. It's not me.
No, it would have to be
in
you.
particular.
No, it's you.
It's like wait. So then I know my profession. Why would I ask that?
You have to change it. It's the would you rather rules. You're in a would you rather world, alternate reality.
Okay.
And so,
all right.
okay. And so you either like we're looking at like this, Like you're kind of like this, or you've got legs and they're straight because you have no knees.
So straight arms or straight legs?
Yes. Now you gotta be like,
saying.
so like, like here's the problem. Like one thing you might not have known in this scenario, if you pick arms, you can only wear 3/4 baseball shirts. That's the rule. Like, and you might think, I don't like 3/4 baseball. Tough. That's the rule. You have to wear it because you got to cover up that no elbow. It's a law. And,
why can't I wear a full length sleeve?
It's a law in Washington. They won't let you. They won't let you. They said that's the rule. Like if you have no elbows, you have to wear 3/4. It's just the mayor of Seattle had something against it. And he was like, it's going to happen like that. And so,
yeah, all right.
yeah. And another rule, a lot of people didn't know, like if you choose the no knees one, you have to wear only Doc Marten sandals. Sorry, it's 1996. Doc Marten sandals all the time. And those can be pricey. Those can be pricey. So it's just something to keep in mind.
Okay, so let's see. I don't know what questions to ask. What's my profession?
Oh, you're okay. If you choose the no elbows, then you are a pitcher, a Major League Baseball pitcher. Your arm, like you have to throw like this, and you'll just throw like this, but you throw really fast, like Rookie of the Year fast. Like you throw fast. And on the leg one, so
it's like how they pitch in softball. They do the windmill.
Exactly, but you're
so that's not bad then.
Yeah, you're a Major League Baseball player, and they make bank. But that also explains why you can only wear baseball tees. It's convenient. That's why you chose to be a pitcher for the baseball, is because of the tees.
Right.
And if you choose the leg thing, then you're a tap dancer, obviously. You only tap dance professionally.
Can they do that with straight legs?
It's tough.
That would be more like Irish dancing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they bend their legs with that. Never mind.
Well, you kind of like, you do this thing where you like tap, tap, and then you like lift the leg. Like it's very complicated, but people love to come watch it. So you're making money.
Okay. Let's see. Do I get more information with this stuff? Am I a female in both of these scenarios? Or is it really not me?
No, it's you. You're you. It is unique. You're the first Major League Baseball pitcher. Yes, obviously.
Okay.
And you're the third ever female no knees tap dancer. So you're not the first in that. So that's something to consider. However, you do have on your left calf, you have a tattoo of a baby cow. You get it? Because it's a calf.
My left calf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See what I did there?
Why the left one?
I don't know.
Right one.
I picked it. It was my hand was on my left leg. It goes way back to your heritage as a straight-legged tap dancer.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to have any more questions. You've been thinking about it. If you have questions, go for it. Or we can close the floor to questions.
Well, I don't know. I was gonna go with the no knees thing.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go with the no elbows. I think that's my answer. I think that would be easier, in life in general. First of all, if I'm a pitcher, that's gonna be easy to pitch. Yeah. But then when I'm not, pitching and I'm not playing baseball and I'm just like going down the street to get a coffee, I think I would rather want to walk normally. Yeah. And then just, like get the coffee like this.
Like, thank you.
I think that would be, I think that would be easier in life.
People be like, why are you keeping your distance? I just spilled coffee everywhere. I got so excited.
Was that the right answer?
That was actually the correct answer. Congratulations. You passed. Passed. To give you
perfect.
It was an 85. 85. The 15 points was only because of the tattoo. I don't feel like you gave me enough credit for that. It was a really good joke.
Well, if it were on the right leg, then
that would have been. See, that was my fault. Then I'll take the blame. 91. You have a 91.
All right. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for talking to me about math tutoring and how
thank you.
Evolving and changing and your travels. That's legit. Do you have anything else you'd like to say, add, plug, throw out?
No, not really. I mean, as long as they go to my site, fullstudies.com/smarttutoring, then they can find all the information. I actually have some videos on there that like explain exactly what it is. So they can do that. They can email me. Yep. So everything's on there.
summers.math@gmail.com.
Yes, that's my email. Yep, exactly.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much. I'm Tyler with TarverAcademy.com, and you guys have a baller day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.